Yes, people, welcome back. Welcome back to BBK. It's your favorite show. It's the Around the Leagues with me and the Broski. Like there is no place else you can find us on the internet. You can find some shit like this where we can literally go around and speak copiously and fluently on all sports. But it's not me. It's
No, no,
this guy
no,
right here.
no.
Johnny, what's up, man? Hey, so the countries that we follow on international football decided to skip the 2026 World Cup. So the international break wasn't good. We went into the international break vexed because we lost the trophy at Wembley.
Yep.
And then it could have been like silver linings in the cloud and all that. But bro, it took a wrong shape for you. It took a wrong turn for me. It took a wrong turn for Shane.
Mm-hmm.
It's bad, man. Like as the you come to terms with it yet? Or I know you had a great show yesterday where you put it all out there about Buffon and Gattuso and the Federation and all that. You get it all out your system, or you still vexed? Because I'm still vexed, bro.
Oh, I'm still pissed off.
Yeah.
I'm still pissed off. Whether I got it out and had a long show and was talking about a lot of the stuff that a lot of people aren't talking about people in the media who are lying to cover for everything. I'm still furious about it because again, we've seen this coming for 16 years. This isn't anything new. So it's like it's what made me more mad about the entire situation was the amount of people who are big on social media, who are big time journalists for whatever sports channel you want to think about. We're all still trying to cover it up and not talk about everything as a whole. They were just trying to pick little pieces here and there because they don't want to speak too bad on the Federation. The good news is change has already started. The president stepped down, Buffon has stepped down, Bonucci has stepped down, and so is Gattuso. So the big four that we needed to go are gone, but now we have to wait and see what the fallout ends up happening as far as who the new president will get voted in and if the bureaucracy within the people of the Federation continue, because you can get a new president, but if the bureaucracy doesn't change, we'll be talking about the same conversation in 4 years.
Yeah. I mean, how far is the fallout gonna go? Like, are they about to inject some youth into the Federation? Because it seems like the old guard, has a chokehold on the process, so to speak. And the only way to change the old guard is to bring some young blood in there. But is there a mechanism or a pathway for someone who isn't tied to the people that Buffon and Gattuso and all these men have to answer that can actually come in and make a change, though?
Oh yeah. There's plenty of people. Malago, the guy in Malago that's running, who's the favorite right now for the president, is the best guy for the job to become the president.
Yeah.
He's already talked about bringing in Paolo Maldini to the fold to become part of the big boys that are within the Federation.
Yeah.
If Malago gets voted in, the favorite to take over as the manager is Roberto Mancini, who is the best man for the job at this point. And there's talk that Maurizio Sarri will be one of the big guys now to be involved in, because Sarri has been the coach that's been talking about the needed to change and adopt some of the times and stop thinking about being in the 1990s still. So if those are the new four to lead the way, then I'm a lot more confident going forward. It's just, will they follow through on the change? Because there is a lot of work that needs to be done. I'm not sitting here saying that these changes are automatically going to mean we're going to have a shot at 2028 for the Euros, but the break, it's basically like breaking ground on a construction site. It's starting. You have a much better chance of qualifying for the next World Cup phase, and youth will have a chance. Sadi's been talking about this for years. He's been talking about this for years about the needing to inject youth, taking chances more on the youth, like we've seen a lot of other countries do. So that's the reason why I'm hopeful Sadi's the guy to do it, because he's done it his whole career as a manager. So
yeah, like for you, man, like for me, it stings, right? And here's why it stinks for me. It's vibes for us when Jamaica make it to a World Cup, because we know we have no shot at winning it, right? We make our money with the track and field, because we know when we go to the Olympics, we go make some noise there. When we fall short of the track and field front, that's when we make a big stink. The World Cup is just vibes, bro. With you, man, you have a shot of winning it just by being there. Because you, man, like, I don't know. I don't know what the odds were in the 2020 Euros, right? But I'm pretty sure that it wasn't Italy that was hands on to go win it, and you won the damn.
No.
You had a shot, you know what I'm saying? But for us, it was just vibes, and the fact that the last time we qualified for this tournament, we had Mexico, US, and Canada we had to compete against. This time we didn't. Them man had automatic berth. They're hosting.
Mm-hmm.
So that's essentially a free hit. And they expanded the tournament. We didn't have to play against the people who typically keep us out. And we still didn't make it. I'm like, shit, man. Yeah. I don't even know what to right here. I'm reaching now and I'm finding reasons why I'm pretending like I'm glad we didn't make it. And one of the reasons why is the ticket prices that I'm looking at. You see these damn ticket prices, bro.
Robbery.
Segment the other day looking at the USA versus Australia up the road, 1,200. For the shit seats. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. There's not enough super chats in the world, But big up to Wahaha, big up to the assembled. Let's say until I shave my beard, he's calling me. Yeah, man, listen, it's gonna grow. I'm joining the beard gang for a little bit, but it's not permanent, man. But big you up. Big up to Darren, big up to Flybury. Yeah, man. Make sure that we sub into Gianni. At least, man, gotta have at least 5 to 10 new subs, even though the channel is flying still. But big you up, man. RSVC, I really want to see Serie A get back to right. This is I don't never say never, but Serie A in the 90s was football in its purest form, bro. When the best players from South America and the best players in Europe was on a collision course week in, week out. I don't think you think we'll ever get back to that?
Well, I mean, as far as with Italy or as far as football?
Serie A.
I mean, here's the thing. There's so many things that need to take place, but if you're able to do it, yes. Listen, the thing at the end of the day is this: the stadiums need to be upkept. The stadiums need to get completely fixed. The president of UEFA came out and said that the Serie A has some of the worst stadiums that he's seen in the top leagues, and there's a potential that we will get removed from hosting the Euros of 2032 if we don't fix the stadiums up. The stadiums are a part of the problem with the state of Serie A. So if we're able to come together, start developing the youth, and work on these stadiums within 4 to 5 years, you could potentially see it. I mean, the fact that Inter Milan and Milan were finally able to get over the hump and buy out their own stadium to where now they're going to be in much more control of their destiny, especially with the amount of money that those clubs make. It's a potential that you could see the start of this. And when you look at what Napoli is doing and the route that they've been taking, there is some light at the end of the tunnel as long as you're headed in the right direction. So it's all about steering it in the right direction at the end of the day. But yeah, there is a possibility that it could happen. So I just feel that the problem is that majority of these people, like typical Italians, they're probably finding a way to skim money off the top of it. So why they're more worried about their pockets than looking out for a lot of other people. So what are you gonna do?
You know what? The crazy thing, right? So
blood.
Oh my days. It's crazy how you said that, right? Because after 98, bro, there was FIFA pumped so much money into the island for development. Talking about skimming. None of that money went. Well, I'm not gonna say none of it because that's blasphemy, but a huge portion of it didn't make it to it. Like Jeffrey Maxwell, the guy who was in charge of the federation, he went to prison for embezzlement. I don't know how many houses and bakeries this son of a bitch built out of the money. You know what I mean? So I hear it, man. The skimming off the top of it, and it proved this the lack of investment and development manifested itself in that shit that we just saw against Congo.
Brother, look what's going on with the Chicago Bears and this fiasco with this fucking stadium.
Yeah. So they just hosted the USA game, right? The men's national team just played at Soldier Field. I swear they just played a game there.
Was it Soldier?
Yeah, they just played some. I don't know if it was the Belgium game or one of the games, but the U.S. men's national team aren't doing very well, and I think they played a game at Soldier Field, and it might be because Soldier Field isn't getting into any of the World Cup games. They're just like getting some preseason game.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Was it there?
No, I don't remember if it was there. To be honest with you, I know they played. They played somebody there a little while ago, but yeah, no, Soldier Field, it's too small. It's too small of a stadium. That's why they didn't get picked for anything with the games. That's why they didn't get anything. The stadium's too small. It's trust me, it's a whole fiasco over here in Chicago with the Bears in this damn stadium. It's a whole fiasco. The CEO just came out 2 days ago on NBC Chicago and said that staying within the city is not happening. They already announced now that they're not staying in the city. So
Wow, that's crazy, man. So they reached a deal to smash down the San Siro in the near future, right?
yes,
Okay.
yes. I think the new San Siro should be completed by 20. I think they said either 2029 or 2030. It'll be bigger. Gooner SC. They have a by 2029 or 2030, the new San Siro will be there. It'll be a new state-of-the-art stadium that's going to be able to hold, I think, about 75,000 people. And yeah.
Listen, bucket list.
If you get a chance, but they're going to be playing in the old one until the new one's built, and then they're going to knock it down. If you get a chance to go see a game in the old San Siro.
Oh yeah, man, I'm definitely going to go back to Europe. Probably next year. I'll take a trip. Now it could be this year. If we end up doing the parade thing, I just do like another European tour while I'm over there. And that, you know what I mean?
Oh, bro, listen. Trust me, if you get an opportunity, go out there for either the Derby d'Italia, where they play Juventus in the stadium, or go to a Derby de Madonia when it's Inter versus Milan in the stadium. It's absolutely awesome to see in there. Absolutely awesome.
Yeah. Big up, Mel. Big you up. Really, this is true. This is breaking news. This must be breaking news. I haven't heard this. What happened? Luka, breaking news. Luka hurt. Oh, hell no. I didn't hear that. But appreciate you giving us that.
Yep. New York Post is confirming this.
What's wrong with him? ACL? Something?
Grade 2 hamstring. Out for the rest of the regular season.
For a Hemi?
Yeah. From the loss last night at Thursday.
I thought it was a grade 3 hamstring that needed surgery. Goddamn, see how much I know about medicine.
Yeah, this is the New York Post. There's other places that I'm looking at right now that are confirming it. You got Yahoo Sports. They're saying the same thing. So Sports Illustrated, USA Today, CBS Sports, they all came out with it about an hour ago saying that regular season's done.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what. Last year when I was doing NBA Wednesdays, I said for the good of basketball, this Laker project has to fail. I didn't want it. Because when I see man like JJ Redick, would you agree that the Lakers is the biggest job in basketball?
100%. They're the biggest team in basketball.
Yeah. So when the guy who's gets the biggest coaching job in basketball with no experience, this is experience. Podcast with LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
Mind the game. That's his qualification to get the biggest job in basketball. I'm like, what in the fuck? I know assistant coaches with championship pedigree, who was sat and paid their dues, and all of a sudden JJ, just because he's friends with LeBron, he gets the Laker job. I was like, what the hell? Like that's some Arteta shit. You know what I'm saying? Man getting Arsenal as his first job. This was his first coaching job, and he's getting the Lakers. I'm like, fuck that. But yeah, I'm never happy to hear that he's injured because I enjoy watching him play.
Yeah, I like Luka too. But it's that whole situation over there is ridiculous. Didn't Jeannie Buss walk away from the overall control? And I think Rob Pelinka's walked away too. It's basically LeBron running the show over there. And it's basically LeBron's pre-start to learning how to run a team before he becomes an owner, because he will become an owner of a team.
Yeah, and this is the thing why Pat Riley wasn't having it. This is when he was trying to flex when he was down in Miami. Slickback was like, "Nah, you're a player. I'm the exec," and that's one of the reasons why he ran out of town. And went
back. But here's the thing, though. If we're really being honest, basketball minds, Pat Riley, and Pop are probably the two greatest ones.
Yeah,
along with Arbach.
Yeah. I think Pat is great. I just think Pat is I think he is too old school for this modern day NBA players.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. He don't tolerate. He don't take no shit.
yeah. These
But
these
look
modern
what
day
he
players.
dealt with.
Hmm?
Look at the egos that he dealt with.
Yeah.
Look at what the egos that he dealt with at Showtime, and
Yep.
then again with New York, and then again with Miami. He
Mhm.
ain't tolerating that bullshit.
Yeah. So I think that
That
was a major
look,
risk.
you heard that story where that crazy old motherfucker tried fighting Shaq?
I believe it.
That
I
dude tried
believe it.
fighting Shaq. First of all, you're insane if you're trying to fight Shaq. You ain't winning.
Yeah.
He just got to fall on you. You ain't winning on that.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
not
The
tolerating that.
USA Today is saying he is out indefinitely with a hamstring. The playoffs start in 3 weeks. I don't know if they can. Yeah. There's no need. He is too valuable to rush back. You know what I'm saying? Because if they rush him back and he popped that hamstring, he might be out for next year. So
Mhm.
yeah, I hear it. Now, while we're on the NBA, since this is the Around the League show, nothing's off limits. Like when you say you had say I do my Thanos snap, right? And I say, hey, you now have an NBA vote for the MVP, right?
Mhm.
What rubric do you use? Do you use the he's the best player on the best team rubric
No,
for your MVP vote?
no.
Or you dig deeper in the analytics?
Best player. The person to receive the MVP is the best player overall for the season across the board. It's not just best team. It's not just best team. Like trying to find a way to describe it. Like here, my
Who has won it and deserved it, and you looked at it and be like, yeah, if I had a vote, I would have voted for him as well.
well, Derrick Rose's MVP, and I'm not just saying that as a Bulls fan. For the Bulls to get the wins and everything that he did, when there's really no other point of offense on that team.
Yeah, that was what 2011.
2011. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm trying to think of that team. It was him,
Boozer,
Luol Deng,
Noah, Luol Deng, and
Taj Gibson, and shit.
Taj Gibson. I'm trying to think of the 3-point shooter.
Heinrich, wasn't it?
No, Heinrich wasn't on that team. He was on Atlanta.
Was it Kyle Korver?
No, Kyle Korver wasn't on that team either.
There was a 3-point shooter on that damn team.
Old school bald Keith Bogans.
Okay.
Keith Bogans.
Damn, yeah, he deserves that MVP.
CJ Watson was off the bench. God, there were some scrubs on that damn team. I can't even remember all that team, but
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I'm listening to that team right now. I'll be like, yeah, that was. And there were people that saying that LeBron should have got that MVP, and I was like, brother, you take Derrick Rose off that team, and they're in the lottery. Yeah.
See, here's the thing with that. It's that MVP race is a lot closer, but Rose still deserves it, but it's a lot closer than what people give because LeBron had to not only change some of his game being around Bosh and Wade, but that besides them three, that team was shit. If you look at everybody, if you look at the first year the Heat was together versus the third and the fourth year, it's two completely different teams. You got to remember, Joel Anthony was the starting center for that team. Joel Anthony was shit. Like Eddie Curry was better than Joel Anthony. It's how bad Joel Anthony was.
Eddie Curry,
You know what I mean? So it was, it was Eddie House on the team. It wasn't even Mario Chalmers or Chalmers was on that team, but it wasn't Norris Cole. It wasn't, when they went out and got Rashard Lewis and Shane Battier and Ray Allen and all that. It wasn't that team. So Korver, I think, came the following year. I think Kyle Korver came the following year, the second year, when he tore his ACL.
Yeah. Brother, this team had John Lucas the third. Oh, fuck off.
Yeah, John Lucas the third was on that team.
oh my days, Oh, John Lucas the third and Brian Scalabrine. Not Scal.
Yeah.
Kurt Thomas was about 89 years old.
Kurt Thomas. That was the other dude I was forgetting. Kurt Thomas.
Yeah, brother. Yeah, this team. Now, this might have been Tim's finest coaching moment. Getting these guys in. and Nate Robinson, right? Or did Nate come the following year?
No, Nate came the following year.
Okay, yeah, that's crazy, man.
No, actually, no. Nate came the third year because Nate only signed a 1-year contract, and he was there when we took the Heat to 6 when he missed the second straight playoff.
Yeah. So the Arteta tax caught up with Luka. Yeah. But I don't think Luka is on overload because they do manage his minutes well. And he did look like he was in better shape than he was when he was in Dallas. And man. But that JJ Redick from podcasting, because you're LeBron's friend, to coach in the Lakers. And then, they removed their entire draft order to get the 50th pick to draft Bronny. I was like, shit, like this Pat Riley would. You think I'm going to waste a roster spot on your son, bro? You know what I'm saying? But that's what happens, and it's gonna catch up to him sooner or later.
That's why basketball's shit. Basketball's got too much fucking stupid shit now in it.
Yeah, man. Big up to Kwaja. How much fan overlap do you have with Spike Lee? Spike Lee's an Arsenal fan. There's no way. I didn't even know that, and I see him all the time when I go to Knicks game because he goes to every damn game.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if he supports the Niners, that's where it ends because it's all the New York teams for me.
How the hell are you a New York fan? You become a Niners fan?
He must have really liked Joe Montana or something. Yeah, he must have like a personal relationship with some of the players who played there. Yeah, man. I think when Pat goes, they're gonna get a lot of these because these modern day players, they're just not used to that iron fist that Pat wields. They don't have that makeup. Well, at least not the American one. Maybe the overseas players, but the American kids, entitlement out the ass, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Pat Riley ain't going for none of that shit.
Yeah, but that man, Carlos Boozer, he lives out here now. I see him all the time out here. Yep.
He's a bum. You got a funny story about Carlos Boozer where I work at.
Yeah.
He had his Rolls Royce towed.
Damn.
Yeah, he had his Rolls towed for something. I forgot. He was talking crazy to somebody and he was going to see. I don't know if it was his wife was doing something. He was going to see her and took too much time about it. But he got his Rolls got towed by the city. And he said, man, don't you know who I am? And the tow truck guy goes, yeah, you missed all them fucking shots last night. You suck, and still towed the car.
Yeah, man. That's crazy.
I don't. You know what, though? Boozer worked in that pick and roll with Deron Williams with Jerry Sloan's offense at Utah.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is that Tibbs just doesn't know how to coach an offense.
Yeah.
Which is why it doesn't work out for him. He if you look at the way Tibbs plays ball, if you look at the way it was in Chicago and at the Timberwolves, I don't know as much as with the Knicks. Well, kind of with the Knicks, but he runs the same offense that Doc Rivers did at Boston.
Mm.
He runs the exact same offense that Doc Rivers did at Boston. If you look at where Boozer was scoring all his points with Utah and compare it to what he did with Chicago, he was taking way more jump shots in the same areas that Garnett would shoot when he was with Boston. And that's just not Boozer's game, which is why Boozer's career went down the drain real fast.
Yeah, Boozer was limited fundamentally. Like he wasn't fundamentally great, didn't have a great jumper. He was
good in that pick and roll, but that's also because Deron Williams was one of the coldest point guards for about 7 years in the league.
Yeah, I forgot he played at Utah as well.
Mm-hmm.
Now, while we're on the NBA topic, right? There's we got Wemby who's doing his thing, right? But you always going into the playoffs, you always hear the old heads talk about playoff experience. They don't have a whole lot of that. You think that will catch up to them as good as they are in the regular season? That the playoff experience would be too much for them? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I think so.
Look at Golden State.
Mm.
Golden State the year before they won the title, they got smacked by the Spurs because the Spurs still had that advantage and knowledge of how to get through a series. Golden State just wasn't there yet. But losing to a team like the Spurs taught them what they needed, and then they started their run.
Yeah. What was that? 2015? 2014.
2014.
14. That was 2014.
I forgot who they beat in the first round, but they lost to the Spurs. They lost the series 4-2 to the Spurs in the second round in 2014, and then they just came back and just went on straight bullshit.
Yeah, them Spurs man was on some smoke that year. You know, the Spurs, they were on a mission that year to go take the title back from Miami, because the way they went out in that 2013, because they had that series won, bro. They had that series won. Well, another reason why these Miami Heat fans, right, why I usually take shots at them. When Ray Allen made that shot, half the arena was outside. They left.
Yeah, it was. I remember watching that game too. Yep.
They left. You're facing elimination. It's single digits, and they leave. Now I know what's the name of that strip? Is it Ocean Boulevard?
Is that
where they have the Clevelander? This strip. Yeah. I know there's a lot of shit to do on this strip, but them men were in a rush to get outside the arena, and then there are clips of them trying to get back in.
Yeah, oh yeah. Trust me, I remember. And that was when they had the white hot jersey where everybody wore all white, and the team's jersey was all white.
Yeah, I remember that. So that's another shot that I take, man. That's another reason why I get the for Arsenal fans when I'm watching our game. It's 80 minutes on the clock. It's a 1-0 game. It's a 2-1, and man, them are leaving.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on? I don't know. I don't get that.
You never leave early in a game. Yeah. Never leave early in a game.
Yeah. You think we'll ever see another dynasty in
basketball?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It comes around. You just have to wait and see.
The way the salary cap is set up with the first and second aprons, unless you draft really well, it's difficult to do, man. Right?
It is, but it's also about having the mind to see how players can link up with one another. See, part of the problem is that I think that people don't see with fundamental basketball is that people, again, get away from fundamental basketball. Like when you saw the situation, I hate to use your team as the example, but like when Derrick Rose went to the Knicks, when Melo was there, that was never going to freaking work.
Yeah.
A lot of people hyped it up like, oh my God, we got Rose, we got Melo, they're going to take care of the score. And it's like, brother, yeah, Osik was on that team, another fucking bum. Thaddeus Young still owns his ass for that dunk against the 76ers. But the problem is that you, like, for that team specifically, you got two high volume shooters that need to get to where they're at for their points, and then that takes away from the rest of the team. I think too many teams do that stuff now.
Yeah,
you have to look at the way I've always looked at basketball is you need to have two main scorers, and then the rest of the team complements with the scores, with also defense and everything else, and then same off the bench.
Yeah. When we signed when we had Melo and Stoudemire, I knew that shit wasn't going to work, because
exactly
them two, all they want to do is score. So they'll have 60 points between them,
but who their guardian's going to have 55.
Yep. Yeah. So I hear that shot 100. RSV say, why you think loyalty is not that big in basketball, unlike American football and football? Because I see bandwagon fans all the time, like NBA fans, moving to support the team. Yeah. And the LeBron experiment was proof of that, because a lot of there were so many let's go Heat people when LeBron went to Miami. He left. I didn't see one more let's go Heat post, and they turned into I think basketball is one of those sports where people follow the players rather than the team.
Yep.
The NFL not so much, because it's so many guys. Right, it's 53 damn guys on an NFL team.
Yeah.
They play with helmets on. People, you hardly ever see their face. Right, like a NFL player, a wide receiver who's not prominent can live in the neighborhood. He can walk around Chicago. These basketball players, they can't walk around. They just by their sheer height, they stand out, and they have a different relationship with the community. So they tend to get followed from team to team. That's what it is. And then it's also a generation thing, a generation gap. This generation of kids, like my son, he follows the Eagles because he likes Jalen Hurts. Even though his dad supports the Giants. So yeah, there's a generation gap there, and it's a personal thing with, because I hated Michael when he played, but I never appreciated Michael until he retired. You know what I'm saying? Because we would get by. We would run into the Bulls in the playoffs, or we would get by the Pacers, but then we would run into them. You know what I'm saying? So I hated him while he played. It wasn't until he retired. I was, brother, that 98 final, I was rooting for Utah.
I'm sure.
Where I was my brother, he's both, and I hate this. Utah, we never played Utah in the playoffs. I had no beef with Stockton and them, man.
Mm-hmm.
But the Bulls, I wanted Michael to get his face beat in. But
Mm-hmm.
you know, I still remember that shot like it was last night, bro. I was like, this motherfucker, he did it again.
Yeah, but he did push off.
it was a go on, let's get out my way. You can't get out the way of my shot. I don't know, but dynasties, I'm not sure how the league even views it, if they even want another one, because they're not always good. You know, I mean, some parity, because over the past couple of years we had, you know, different. We've had the Denver Nuggets win their first ever NBA title. We've had Milwaukee win their first ever NBA title. I think the league prefers it this way rather than just the Lakers and the Celtics dominate them. So
nah, I disagree.
Nah,
I disagree.
uh-huh.
I think the league is calling out for one of the big teams to go on a run again because of the amount of fans that each one of those teams have, and when the ratings go up. I listen, the league, if it wasn't for how stupid this owner is with Reinsdorf with the Bulls, the league's been dying for the Bulls to get back to promise again because of how big the market is. They want maybe not so much a dynasty as far as consistently winning year in and year out, but they want to see a team like do 3 and 5. And especially when it comes to the big markets.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to the big markets. The NBA wants to see the Celtics go on a run. The NBA wants to see the Lakers go on a run. They want to see the Bulls go on a run. They want to see the San Antonio Spurs go on a run. Those are your marquee teams that they want to see get back to promise again, because the NBA ratings is dog shit compared to what it used to be when you had dynasties.
Well, so if the dynasty matchup in the finals is Celtics Lakers, the NBA will take that every single year.
Yeah,
They would love that. Now, point taken, because I remember last year when I was doing NBA Wednesdays with Ace and Reggie, and I was like, brother, we got Indiana and OKC. You can't even get a direct flight from motherfucking OKC to India. You got to connect somewhere. So logistically, it's a nightmare. But
yeah, you got to go from Oklahoma City to Chicago, and then Chicago to Indianapolis, or you got to take a chance of flying into some small shit town like Louisville and seeing if the airport can even handle the flight there, or Cincinnati or some shit like that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so the expansion is upon us. It might be Vegas and Seattle getting a team. So AJ is saying, should they be given the first 2 draft picks? It's an interesting question, you know.
It depends how they do it. See, I honestly, I like how the NHL's done it, to be quite honest with you. I like how the NHL's gone about the expansion, where you mark off like your top 15 players that are not available, and then these teams are able to pick off players. It makes it more interesting, and it immediately means that you could possibly get a team in their first year already competing. I like the way the NHL's done. Look at Las Vegas, the Golden Knights.
Yeah.
In a few years of them being created, they won a Stanley Cup because of the way the NHL did it. I like the way they've done it, to be honest with you. The first 2 draft picks, no, I wouldn't go against the grain of that. Now, I wouldn't say they automatically go to like 14th, 15th. They could get like the next 5 after the top 5. But I think if I had it my way, I would go the way that hockey does it.
Yeah. I don't know about just handing him the number 1 and number 2 pick, because there's no guarantee they will use it well. Like we've seen the Cleveland Cavaliers use a number 1 pick on Anthony Bennett. You know what I mean? So Jordan wasn't a number 1 pick. Steph Curry was drafted 9th. They took Blake Griffin first in the 09 draft. You know what a bozo move that was.
I fundamentally disagree with this. Wahaha. Mark Jackson's the one who got that offense going. All Steve Kerr did was tweak it. The same offense they were running was in that 6-game series against the Spurs. They were playing the exact same ball with Mark Jackson. The exact same ball.
There is, I don't know if it was a stale voice and he had to go, and because Steve Kerr was kind of well respected in NBA circles just because he's Steve Kerr, great shooter, leader, champion, played with Mike. Matter of fact, I think
Spurs.
Yeah,
At the
because I think
Spurs, he was
he
on
went to
that
the
team.
Spurs the same year, right? And won the
He was with
he
the
left the
Spurs.
Bulls. He won it with 98 with Mike, and then went to Spurs in 99 and won it with the Spurs.
He was also on the team with Stack, with Steven Jackson in 2001 when they won it. Not 2001. What was the other year?
03.
03. He was with that team too in 03.
Yeah. Because
There
there was a running joke that the Spurs couldn't win their title in even number years, right? So they won in 03, 05, 07.
Well, yeah, 99, 03, 05, 07.
Yeah. So yeah, but because it was them and the Pistons, and this was another small market matchup. Well, in basketball, is Detroit a big market in basketball terms?
Basketball, Detroit, hockey and basketball. Detroit's a big market team. Okay. The Pistons. See, that's another team. The NBA is loving the fact that the Pistons are back on board.
Yeah,
the
Pistons. I remember the ratings for that 07 and the 05 series was even though the games were great, the games were close, and it was a good series because the Pistons didn't have any star power. They had 5 really good starting players, right? They had Chauncey, Rip, Tayshaun, Ben Wallace,
and Sheed.
And Sheed, yep. And Sheed. And they had Lindsey Hunter and them, man, coming up.
Lindsey Hunter, Antonio McDyess.
Yeah.
Who was the Muslim brother on that team?
On Detroit?
Yeah, big guy. Nazir Muhammad.
Okay.
Nazir Muhammad was on that team, and they had one other guy on that team too. I forgot who the other shooter was off the bench. They had a good team.
Yeah, very good team. Very, very good.
And that's actually one of the best NBA finals I watched, if I'm being quite honest with you, was that Spurs Detroit series. Every game was close, every game was good. And it was good both ways. You had good offense and good defense.
Yeah. Real good. I think he should sit out the rest of the season, if I'm being honest. Like, what's he coming back for?
Mm-hmm.
He shouldn't come back. You're set in the 10th spot.
Yeah.
I think the Pelicans, they're like 20 games, but they're not catching you. And no Jimmy. No, just give it a go next year. Heal, rest. It's a lot of miles in those
He'll
legs.
be retiring soon, I think.
Yeah. I think he will. I think he will as well.
The thing is, people gravitate to players more in the NBA than any other. I think the NBA and the NHL is similar, that people gravitate to players more than teams when it comes to that, because you do see a lot of it. I think the only difference is, like with the NBA, it depends on what team you support when you see how loyal fans are. Like if you're a Knicks fan, a Celtics fan, Lakers fan, Spurs fan, Bulls fan, and then probably maybe the Miami Heat to a certain degree.
Mm-hmm.
I will say the Portland Trailblazers do have a good diehard basis for that team too.
They do. They do.
They don't get their fans don't get respected enough, I think, because they Portland shows out for that team. So I would say those are the main teams in the league that fans back. Milwaukee to a certain degree, but a lot of Milwaukee people are Chicago Bulls fans. It's an hour and 30 north. You just drive down and go to the city for a game. So it's I think those are the teams. Like you said, outside of Oklahoma City, are you really going to find a Thunder fan, or are you going to find a Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook fan?
Facts. The thing with Oklahoma City, though, what I noticed when I lived there, that the entire state roots for him, right?
There's nothing there.
But the thing is that
college teams.
Yeah, and that's it. That's where I was going with that. Like the state is so divided. Either you're a Sooner or you're a Cowboy.
Yeah,
they're very divided.
That's a rivalry there.
Yeah. So you're either in Stillwater or you're in Norman, Oklahoma, but all of them put that shit to the side, and because they see 2 good iterations of the Thunder, and then now they have one that's poised to be a dynasty.
Actually, you know what? I'll throw Detroit into that too. The Detroit fans are very diehard for their team for the Pistons. I'll throw that list too.
And Portland, they've seen what happened to Seattle. They don't want to lose that team, because if they lose that team, there's nothing else there, bro.
Same with Sacramento. Same with Sacramento to why they've kept that team there. That team should have left a long time ago, if we're being honest.
Yeah, I hear it.
I was sad that the Sonics left, man. They used to be one of my teams back in the day. when it was Antonio Daniels, Ray Allen, Rashard Lewis. Who was the kid that was in the dunk contest against Jason Richardson? Was it Mason?
Mason. Yep.
They had a good team back then. I like
the thing is, like you drive around the city right now, they got banners that they're recruiting him. It's heavy. Like the noise is, but they want him back here, man. They want the Climate Pledge Arena they're cleaning it up. They're ready to have him back. You know what I mean? Do the Eagles have an issue with Jalen Hurts, or is that media nonsense? It's Philadelphia, bro. It's a tough market.
Yeah.
That I don't know. That I think you guys are up there with them as one of the toughest fan base in the NFL. Like this is the fan base that booed Santa Claus. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Philly, but
their fan base is tough.
I don't know if I want to get myself in trouble talking about the Bears or their fans. I honestly, full disclosure, I think the Chicago Bears fan base is the dumbest fan base in the NFL, if I'm being quite honest with you.
Really? Dumber than the Cowboys?
Yes.
Because you played in a Super Bowl in what was that, 06?
See, we played in a Super Bowl in 06, but if you look at the way the McCaskies have run this team for 40 years, they don't care about the fans, and the fans have accepted mediocrity. Like here, the same thing that we say about Arsenal, where the overall fan base needs to have better standards and realize that being a big three, one of the big three teams in any of the big leagues, comes with standards automatically, whether you like it or not, right? The Chicago Bears have the second most amount of titles. Yes, only one Super Bowl, and majority of the titles are older, but we have the second most titles. We have the most wins in the history of the NFL as a franchise. We have the most Hall of Famers out of any team. And yet we stick by this whole same old 4 to 5 year process. New quarterback, decent team, maybe make 2 good years out of it, and then rewrite the whole thing over again. Meanwhile, prices for everything go up. People still dress up like Mike Ditka and all the idiots from the 80s, and still reminisce about the 85 Bears, because the NFL every year puts out that poll and asks what's the greatest team in the history of NFL. And by a landslide, it's always the 85 Bears. And then 85 this, 85 that. Brother, it's 40 fucking years ago. You going to win or what? You know what I mean? So that, to me, that's why I say it's a tough market, because of how ridiculous it is, because of the expectation specifically on quarterbacks. But overall, the fan base is stupid because it's the same old shit every single year with these guys.
Yeah, I tell you what, I'm glad we're doing this shit on my channel instead of yours. Because you have people looking for you on the south side of Chicago, you know. But the 85 Bears aside,
our neighborhood all agree on this.
Oh, yeah?
We all agree on this.
Yeah.
Our neighborhood, you get the guys that see, most people like in our neighborhood will go and tailgate, but they're not going to spend money and go into the stadium and watch the game, because they feel the same way. Why am I going to give this team any money if they're not caring about what we want to see win?
Bro, I don't even know who the Bears quarterback is.
Caleb Williams.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I used to follow the Bears religiously, even when they had Rex Grossman.
Oh, don't bring that fucking
ball. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That
mother.
You went to a Super Bowl with this fucker.
No. We went to a Super Bowl with Kyle Orton. Rex Grossman got the praise because he won the NFC Championship game and got us to the Super Bowl. When he was hurt at the tail end of the year, Orton was putting in the work and should have been the quarterback, because the whole city was screaming out that Grossman was a bum.
Grossman was bad, bro. He was terrible. He
was trash.
Ass, you know. But I'm trying to think of that offense. Who, like, there was nothing there, wasn't it?
Thomas Jones was the running back.
He was good.
We had Anthony Thomas. We traded him to Buffalo so we could get Thomas Jones. And then we had another running back behind him. I want to say it was Cedric Benson.
Okay. Yeah.
And then we had Desmond Clark was the tight end. We got, what's his name, back. We had Marty Booker as a wide receiver. Booker was a good receiver, too, for a few years.
And you got to a Super Bowl with that. Because on the defensive side, it was what?
Amazing that year. That's
why. Was Peanut Tillman and Brian Urlacher on that team?
Peanut Tillman was there. Urlacher was there. Briggs was there. Hunter Hillenmeyer was there.
Yeah.
We got the African dude, the pass rusher from Miami in the trade from Booker the previous year, and then we got him back. Adewale Ogunleye.
Yep, Goodley.
Then
And
we
then
had
you had the special teams guy that he was
he
was 7 points a game, Devin Hester.
Devin. He was more than that back then.
Yeah, because he played some receiver as well. He used to line up as
he was a receiver and a cornerback.
Yeah,
he did both.
So
he was one of the very few that did both. And then we also had Peanut Tillman. Who the hell was the other cornerback on that team?
Tillman was serious though. He was a serious brother. Yeah,
he's overrated.
Nah, bro. He was. I think he was the best at.
He's the best
the football.
Fumble, yes.
Yeah, he
coverage,
was really good at
he
that.
was garbage. Coverage, he was garbage. He'd get burned by everybody. He had to retire early. What the hell is? Vasher. Okay. And here's the sad thing: we got to the Super Bowl. What's his name had to retire early from an injury, and he was a real good cornerback. Jerry Azuma. Jerry Azuma was on our team previously. We that run from 2001 till about 2010, 11, from the last time we went to the NFC Championship, we had an unbelievable defense. That's what carried us through. Our offense was garbage.
Yeah, the offense was trash, and somehow he got to a Super Bowl. Now, it seems just because you had Jake. What's his name? Jay Cutler.
Cutler.
Yeah. Big arm. He had a big arm. He could throw it far. Because I remember when he was at Denver, when Jake Plummer was stinking out the place, the Denver fans were calling out, "Hey, bench him and play the rookie."
Yeah.
But he seems like he could. He's like the Benjamin White of. He reminds me of Benny Blanco. He didn't seem interested in football. He was just like, "Yeah, I'm just here. Yeah, I'm here. I can throw a football." And
I'd have took Jake Plummer over him, to be honest with you.
Jake the Snake,
You know what the problem was with Plummer and the Broncos was the same problem that we had in Chicago. He didn't have an offensive line.
And he couldn't run. Yeah.
He could run, and if you look at it, who was by the time Jake Plummer got there, they didn't have the receivers that they had anymore under Elway. Yeah. So he wasn't really throwing at anybody that good.
Yeah. The receivers were trash. But the thing is, like, Chicago hasn't historically since then hasn't had great receivers.
No, it's always been defense.
Yeah.
That's why, like, for me, my second team for NFL that I don't out and out support them, but I like them because they're like Chicago is Baltimore. Baltimore Ravens, same thing. Historically bad offense, tremendous defense.
Yeah. Yeah. How close does that 2000 Ravens defense come to the 85 Bears?
Oh, man.
Because they were good, man. Because they beat us in the Super Bowl in 2000.
I'll be honest with you. I'd say they're the same level.
Yeah?
Same level. 85 Bears, 85. If you look at it statistically, the Ravens are better. If you go based off the stats, the Ravens are better. However, the influence that Ryan has on anybody, that has on everyone as far as a defensive guru and everything else, introducing the nickel package and everything else, the influence, it's one of those things where if it wasn't for the 85 Bears defense, there wouldn't be the 2000 Ravens defense. Yeah. Same thing, like if it wasn't for the old Iron Curtain of Pittsburgh back in the day when they were kicking the hell out of everybody with Bradshaw, Lynn Swann, and the Iron Curtain, you don't have the 85 Bears defense. It's one of those where it rolls into another like that.
Yeah. And what I love about those, right, the Iron Curtain, the 85 Bears, the 2000 Ravens, they won.
Yeah.
They weren't nearly men, or they were this, and that they won. That's the standard. Big up to Suge, the Broski. Crazy idea, says Suge. Move to the Sacramento Kings to Hawaii.
It never happened, man.
There's too much shit to do outside in Hawaii for people to go inside an arena.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's why the Miami Heat, that's why the American Airlines Arena, or whatever it is called now, it's always empty. Because there's too much shit to go on outside. Like, if you leave that arena and you bust a hard left and throw a rock, you might hit some titties.
Yep.
Because they're just outside. They're just out.
Same with Tampa.
Yep.
You're a fellow Yankees fan. How many times you used to see the Yankees go down to Tampa, and that's the only time that stadium's ever full, when it's either us or the Red Sox that go down. That stadium's halfway empty all the time. Ain't no retirement home people going to watch baseball 82 games a year.
Exactly. Exactly. But big up to Suze, man. Thoughts on Steve Kerr naming his son Nick? Really? I, I, don't, I don't know what Kerr. I think Kerr's.
I'm not a big fan of Steve Kerr. If I'm
I
being
think he's at the end. You know, I think once Steph goes, he's gonna. I don't think he has another rebuild in him.
No.
You know what I'm saying? All right.
If Steve Kerr's smart, go into basket, go into TV. He's a very, very smart guy, or go become a GM somewhere. But coaching, I would say no.
Yeah, I hear it. Now, big up to everyone. Big up to PFC. Yeah, man, big you up. Hope you're good. Let me see who else is in. You say you like the. He's joking, right?
Nope.
I think he's fucking with you.
Nope. The only team I respect in our division is Detroit, and that's only because I've been to a few games in Ford Field for like Bears Detroit, and Detroit fans, the city of Detroit and the people from Detroit understand Chicago, and Chicago guys understand Detroit. So we got love for each other as far as the city. We both hate the fucking Packers and we both hate the Vikings.
Yeah.
I hate the Packers. Oh my God, I hate the Packers.
I think I asked you that, like, who you hate most out of the NFC North. It was
Packers, by far. Packers,
you know.
Packers.
Yeah, but I don't know who they're gonna get to replace him. But maybe they do a pop to Mitch Johnson and promote from within.
Yeah,
or it could be a complete rebuild because them man are old, man. They're squeezing all the juice they can get out that one, but we'll see how it goes.
Isn't Curry's contract, that big extension, coming to an end soon?
I think he got 2 more years.
2 more? Yeah. He'll see out 2 years and then be done. Yeah, he's going to see out that fat contract.
Yeah. But he's like let me know if this is fair or foul. Could be a new segment we do here on the show. Fair or foul. And I just throw out random shit and see if you think I'm talking craziness. Is he the Carlo Ancelotti of basketball?
Who?
Steve Kerr.
No, not even close.
But here's what I mean. Get a bunch of stars or superstars and just, hey, let's go play.
No.
Because, when Carlo, maybe at Milan, Carlo was different. But at Madrid, wasn't really doing tactics. Hey, man, go out there. You got enough talent. Just you're good enough. Just go play and enjoy yourself. Because, brother, he doesn't, like what Haha says here, in-game decision-making. Bro, Steph Curry's half-court shots just fucking bail him out all the time. Clay gets hot and scores 40 in a quarter. Draymond gets to yell at everyone in the huddle while his ass is standing there like he's not the coach. You know what I'm saying? It just seems like
he's one of my top 5 most hated players in the NBA that I ever watched. I can't stand Draymond Green. Can't stand him. Can't stand him. Can't stand him.
Yeah, but I just don't think he does a whole bunch of X's and O's. He's just, hey.
You know who he is? He's a glorified John Gruden. He's a glorified John Gruden.
The reason why I didn't say John Gruden is because he won more, right? John Gruden won one, right? And they said it was Tony Dungy's team anyway.
That's exactly my point to why I'm saying that. Yeah. Golden State was Mark Jackson's team. If it wasn't for all the bullshit they pulled to get him out of the coaching job because of the ownership and certain stuff that goes on in the Bay Area, and because he was very religious.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for all that, he would have been the coach and they would have won under Mark Jackson. Steve Kerr saw what he had in his hands and just said, do what you guys were doing under Mark Jackson and we're going to win. And that's what it is. That's how that came about. The ownership wasn't too cool with Mark Jackson being a preacher on his days off and shit. So, for me, the greatest basketball coach of all time is either it's a 2-man argument. It's either Phil Jackson or it's Pat Riley. That's it. Them are the 2 best.
I say Pat Riley,
I wouldn't be mad at you saying that.
You know why I say Pat? I think Phil picked his spots very carefully.
Yes.
He never struggled. He did the thing with Mike after they fired Doug Collins or moved on from Doug Collins, 1-6. And he didn't take the Laker job until he knew that they were built and ready for him to just come in and.
I would take it a step further. It was not only that. He specifically waited to make sure that Tex Winter was coming with him.
Yeah.
To listen, Phil Jackson, if anything, is Carlo Ancelotti. When you look at it, Phil Jackson is more Carlo Ancelotti because he was just this. He was just mentality. Tex Winter is the reason why that triangle offense was the way it was with the Bulls. And then you already had the 3 years previous with Doug Collins teaching the elite defense of the Bulls. So he was able to blend the two of them together and just preach the mentality. That's why they call him the Zen Master. Pat Riley was X's and O's throughout everything. Pat Riley showed the Lakers how to be Showtime.
Yeah.
Same thing with how he got the Heat to work it out with all the players they had.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it didn't work, but why the Knicks were playing well under Riley as well. He was more X's and O's. Phil Jackson is all this. Same thing. So another person who could get thrown in because he's X's and O's as well and does both is Popovich. Those are the three greatest coaches in basketball history, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think Sue just asked us the last time someone asked the Mount Rushmore of coaches.
Jackson, Popovich, Riley, and then
Arbach.
Yeah. Those are the four.
I hear it. Speaking of Cowboy fans, go ahead and slap Gary.
No. Gary's a Cowboys fan. I like Gary. Gary's cool.
Yeah, I love Gary, but he is a Cowboy.
From Texas?
Nah, he's from Jersey.
How the fuck you a Cowboys fan from Jersey?
Yeah, because Jersey doesn't have a team. That's why. Just like when I was
the Giants and the Jets played.
Get that one in. You know what? When I lived in the Carolinas, when I was stationed in Fort Bragg, North Carolina, bro, there's a the Panthers are an expansion team. They're fairly new. Half the state, north and south, are Cowboy fans because they didn't have a team and they just all supported the Cowboys because they were glory hunters.
It's also because of the television rights. Certain teams got played in certain areas. That's why, like when you look at baseball, that's why the Chicago Cubs got such a big fan base across the country because of WGN.
Yeah. PFC said, I went to the Blue Jays games back in 22, visiting Canada, great stadium to see. Yeah, man, the Mariners travel well, and they're
it always travels well for everything.
Some baseball here, man. But yeah, they say he didn't have a clue what's what. It's like cricket, but they don't run with the bat. Yeah, it's something like that. You know what I mean? RSV, he hates the Packers too. I have the utmost admiration and respect for Aaron and what he's accomplished on an individual level. I think he is very disrespected. You think so? I think he is. For someone with one Super Bowl, I think he gets. I don't know if he's disrespected. I think he gets
disrespected. He's disrespected. Really? I agree. And this is again, brother. He kicked my ass for over a fucking decade. Aaron Rodgers, for me, Aaron Rodgers and Drew Brees are the two most underappreciated quarterbacks.
Drew Brees, I can hear.
Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers never had. Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers' career is very much like the first 3 Super Bowls of Tom Brady. They had to know how to win and be better at winning than what it was to actually load up the stats. Rodgers loaded up stats with no ear. Flip Rodgers and Favre. Rodgers' throwing ability with Favre's wide receiver core in the 90s. Packers win way more than just one under Rodgers than what they did with Favre. Same with Drew Brees.
Who's better? Which one's better?
Drew Brees or Rodgers? Oh, that's a good one.
Because I think Drew is more accurate with the football standing in the pocket. But the thing I love about Aaron, that on the move, you see what the shit that Patrick Mahomes is doing now?
On the move.
Yeah. People who are saying Patrick Mahomes is the best thrower on the move didn't see Aaron as his prime.
Give Aaron Rodgers the wide receiver core that Pat Mahomes had.
Who did he have? He had Donald Driver and Greg Jennings.
Driver was an old man and on his way out of the league by the time Rodgers got.
Yeah, he had he had that one guy that had a heart condition. He was good too. That tight end, was it Finley? Something.
Jermichael Finley.
He was good, but I think Greg Jennings was the only number one receiver.
Greg Jennings Greg Jennings, let's be honest, he's a decent wide receiver, but he ain't no top wide receiver.
Yeah.
Same thing with Drew. Here, saying if Drew Brees had the wide receiver core that Aaron Brooks had at the New Orleans Saints, if you gave Drew Brees a Joe Horn,
big difference. But you know what? But Drew Brees did have Colston and
Colston was nowhere near as good as Joe Horn.
Colston was good though. Colston was And Jimmy Graham was unplayable at times. And they had
Jimmy
Darren
Graham was his
Sproles
main.
out the backfield. Mark Ingram is a Heisman Trophy winner. But but Drew did win with them. He did win.
He did win.
Yeah.
I'll give you Jimmy Graham, but Colston, and then see here, for me personally, I think Colston is the worst out of the best receivers that we've seen from the Saints. I think Joe Horn's better than him, and I think that Michael Thomas is better than Colston as well. Because Michael Thomas, if it gets near him, he catches the damn ball. That dude's a freak. He's just a nutcase.
I rated Colston, man. I'm not gonna lie. Colston, I rated him. I rated him, man. I think he was good. Maybe Drew Brees just made him look better than he really was. Maybe.
It's kind of my opinion with that.
Okay.
I respect Colston. He was good at the times with them, but I just don't think he was on the same level as like Joe Horn. Joe Horn was an awesome wide receiver.
Yeah, I hear it. First, all right, listen. Did we get a raid? I don't know where 91 people come from, bro. Where did
I think they said Lee. Yeah,
they said Lee. Oh, Lee, Captain Guns. Okay,
Captain Guns.
Cool. Big up Captain Guns, man. People, make sure that you're subbing to Gianni Calcio TV. It's in the title. This bro knows his stuff. And the reason why we know he knows his stuff, Suge throws curveballs like this all the time. One team from each NBA conference to move to another city. Who you say move to which city, then who would you draft to rebuild a team around?
Ooh.
Shit. One team to move to another city. I would move Miami to the island that you just said. Yeah, Miss Suge, what did he say we should move him to? Yeah, move him to move the Kings to Hawaii. Yeah, I'll move Miami to Hawaii because they already used to. Yeah, they won't have to change their name, right? The Hawaii Heat. Yeah, I'll move them. And who would I draft to build a team around? I would draft Miami Heat. I would draft.
Big up Captain Guns in the chat. Big up Captain Guns.
There's no way he's in the chat.
Huh?
There he is. There he is. Big up Captain Guns. Big you up, Lee. Appreciate that, my G. But Suge, I would draft Dan Marley, their best player ever. Those are just jabs at Miami Heat. That's all that's all that is, man.
Oh. I'm trying to think.
It's a tough one, Like it has to be.
I'm moving Oklahoma City back to Seattle.
Hey,
Oklahoma City. First of all, for those that don't know, you wouldn't know it unless somebody told you. Seattle is a very underrated and underappreciated pipeline of very good basketball players. I know Chicago, New York, LA, Florida, Detroit get a lot of praise for what they do, but that even Portland and Seattle are two underappreciated basketball pipelines, and Seattle deserves a team.
Yeah. Draymond knew some shit like choke people, kick people in the nuts, and then turn around and play victim. This is what I hate that motherfucker. Right? Like, brother,
I hate him because of his takes. I think he's one of the dumbest people I've ever heard talk about basketball. I haven't listened to Draymond Green's podcast since the what was it? You remember when was that Jagoff talking about he was better than Dennis Rodman? It's like, what?
Yeah, I think that's clickbait.
Said that, I never listened to him again. Never listened to him again after that.
Must be clickbait, bro. It must be goddamn clickbait. He was on. Goddamn, Prom done went into his clear bag. Remember the clear bag that used to just come around and just
big up
drop memberships. Big up to Pro, man. Appreciate that. You didn't have to, man. And big up to Suge, the big bro, doing this thing again. Yeah, Draymond is a lunatic, man. Man choked Rudy Gobert full court. Choked him. And then turned around and be like, oh, I'm the victim. They're making me out like I'm the angry black man. Come on, Draymond. You know what's funny? Like, I love when race gets thrown around in press conferences because the NBA is heavily black and most of the reporters are white and they're scared to ask the tough questions. Well, shit, I can say it. I think he's full of shit. You know what I'm saying? I think he's absolutely full of shit, man. You're out here choking people, kicking people in the nuts. You know what I mean? I do believe that he was done wrong when LeBron stepped over him. in that series because you step over me, I'm doing the same thing Draymond Green. LeBron know exactly what you don't step over another man, bro. Like, don't put your nuts over my head. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing?
Draymond's got a lot of bite back more than Ty Lue did because Ty Lue didn't do shit to AI after AI stepped over him. So
and AI looked down on him too. He looked down on him and stepped over.
That's one of my favorite moments in NBA history because I'm a huge Iverson fan.
Yeah, AI, man. I was just watching. I think they're doing a Netflix special on him.
Good. He deserves it. He deserves
it. You seen the one? You seen the trailer for the Ronaldinho one?
I can't wait, man. I can't wait.
When is that coming out?
I think it comes out in June. I think June or July it gets released.
Man, why would they do that during the World Cup? They need to do that before the World Cup, man. That could be like great promo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I can't wait to see that, man. I might have to sharpen up my Portuguese so I don't have to read some of the damn captions. I hate reading captions, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, he's living off Steph. Like NBA players even call this out. They was like, when Steph is hurt or he's out the game, Draymond don't want to play, so he gets meaningless texts and get himself.
Majority of the guys that run those NBA podcasts are full of shit.
This right here.
Sorry.
Yeah, he is the Bruno Fernandez of the NBA, the most punchable face.
Exactly. But to be honest with you, majority of the ex-players that run NBA podcasts are full of shit with what they're talking about. To be honest with you, the only NBA podcast that I respect is All the Smoke because at least they actually talk about everybody and give props to people that never got props.
Who owns that one?
Stack and Matt Barnes.
Oh, okay.
Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes. It's the only one that I like. Because everybody, when you got Gilbert Arenas talking about I was the best point guard in the league, brother, you're smoking crack. You were never the best point guard in the league.
He said what?
He said he was the best point guard in the league for them 4 years that he was going crazy at Washington. I go, brother, you're smoking crack. You were never the best point guard. And again, you're a wannabe tough guy with that old gun situation too. Like, no, stop playing, dude.
Yeah. Big up to Rob. Hope you're good, Rob. Big you up, man. Manas. His defensive IQ is elite when he is on it. He's amazing. He does, man. The mental lapse was just, it's not, man. But yeah, your Cowboys, like, you know that this is how I know that Cowboy fans are really fed up, Gary. And I've heard Cowboy fans say this at the bars when I go watch NFL games at Buffalo Wild Wings. They are, and this might sound crazy, and this is not the words of BBK Sports or Gianni, but there are Cowboy fans who are saying, we can't wait till Jerry croaks. I was like, damn.
Jerry Jones robbed them of being the Patriots. Jerry Jones being a prick to Jimmy Johnson cost them winning more Super Bowls. Let's be honest. Jerry Jones, the Dallas Cowboys should have been what Tom Brady, Robert Kraus, and Belichick were at New England. That should have been the Cowboys in the 90s.
Yeah. Nah, Jones, they have a minor league. You got the major leagues and they got the minor league, but they draft from college as well. But most of the guys who they draft don't go straight into their first team. They go play for their minor team. Yeah. The guys like Mike Trout on these guys, those guys are good enough to be, major league immediately.
Judge.
But but some of the, like, I challenge you, like, if you're ever in the States and you go to a baseball game, man, even if you're not into baseball, if you go watch these guys during their warm-ups, you just see how talented they are, bro. The way these fuckers hit that damn ball and just have it sail 400 or 500 yards effortlessly, you'd be like, it takes years to develop that type of skill. So
the greatest of all time to go see warm up is your guys' old, not only Seattle, but I saw him in New York warm up was Ichiro. He was the best to go see warm up.
You ever see Pujols warm up? Pujols. Remember that fucker? Remember Pujols? Albert Pujols.
Listen, all my family are Cubs fans. He was a Cubs killer. Trust me, I know about Albert Pujols.
Fucker, he hit. I swear I hit him. I seen him hit 10 straight. 10. Just bang, 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 bang.
Greatest first baseman of all time. Greatest first baseman of all time. Yeah, by far.
Yeah, man. Welcome in. I'm way behind on the chat, but you know what I'm saying. Say move the Clippers to Calcutta.
They just need to close that franchise.
Yeah, they were close. They were close to. They just built a new arena, and now it's looked like they're going back to the days of Darius Miles and Corey Maggette and
Corey Maggette and Elton Brand dragging.
Yeah, they look like they're going back to that. Yeah, Yeah,
Good. I hate the Clippers.
yeah, the Clippers. Yeah, I know LA is, but they have to be like, okay, this is a Laker town. Let's go somewhere else. Just being little brother to hanging division banners and at the Staples Center was laughable. You know what I mean? Oh shit, man. Where are we at? Yeah, man. Big up to Captain Guns, man. Are the 90s 2000 logos better than the new ones? You know
Yes.
what? I was gonna ask you, yeah.
Yes.
This is the part of the show where I just ask Gianni random shit. Um, you know, you remember when the like even our football teams had to wear the kits for 2 years, 2 seasons
Yep.
for it. The NFL has been loyal to their kits. You think the NFL, because these men love their money. You think the NFL will go to that one day where they'll change the kits every year?
Nah.
Because the New York Football Giants and our blue, it's a staple.
That's why they won't.
But I think they'll do a compromise where they'll do it for away games. They'll have not just the white, but they'll have like because there are some exceptions. I think I seen the Eagles wear a weird kit sometimes, but like a third kit for.
We always have a third kit though. The Bears.
Yeah, but like 17 games, and they'll wear the home kits for all their home games, unless there's a color clash, right? Mm-hmm. And then for the remaining 6 or 7 games, they'll wear the other kit, and they'll change that one every year because it's a lot of money in it, man. And as the NFL and Premier League football start to overlap, they're going to exchange ideas.
Oh, I mean, the Premier League is copying the NFL. That's why you're seeing what you're seeing with the money and everything else. The Premier League's copying all the ideas that the NFL is, because even on a bad year, the NFL makes $10 billion more than the Premier League, and there's 10 times the amount of eyes watching the biggest Premier League game of the week than you do watching Monday Night Football or the Sunday Night Football game. You know what I mean? So they have to take ideas for them, because how does a country of 350 million people, where maybe half is watching football, whereas you're getting close to 1 billion every week watching the biggest Premier League game, but they still can't figure out how to market the money properly to catch up to the NFL, is mind-blowing to me.
Yeah. I hear it, man. Paul George podcast was popular for a bit. Haven't heard much of it. I think the league frowns upon guys actively doing podcasts while they're playing. Yeah. But they're just too scared to say something to Draymond because he might choke one of them. Paul Pierce, yeah, brother, this brother here. Oh my God, yeah. Mm-hmm. He puts himself in conversation where he knows he doesn't belong.
To put him in the same conversation with LeBron was absolutely bullshit.
Yeah, he needs to chill. Like he was
a good player.
Yeah,
not gonna take nothing. Listen, for those that didn't watch Paul Pierce carried the Celtics through some bad times.
Facts.
Through some bad. It was him, Antoine Walker, Ricky Davis, and a bunch of bums on that team. Them guys. I mean, Ricky Davis was good for maybe 2-3 years, and Antoine Walker was solid for 7. And then once he went down his bankruptcy route, there was nothing coming back from there. Paul Pierce was a very, very good player, but he ain't on no LeBron or D Wade level like he tries to say.
Yeah, he's out here chipping at his own legacy, chipping away at his own legacy for it's crazy. But broski, we got a game tomorrow.
Yeah.
The Arsenal have a game tomorrow. Woo! Do we even have 11 fit players?
Well, if you look at the group chat that we talked to, they're already sending us stuff saying that we were lying about the injuries and that people are claiming that everybody's fine, but that's a discussion for a different day. Listen, I think we have a ton of injuries, and like I said on the Bruised Banana, for me, as much as I don't want to come off as disrespecting the FA Cup, because I completely agree that the FA Cup is the greatest and biggest domestic cup in the world. Mm-hmm. I personally think you have to do an educated guess here and an educated gamble. I listen, I'm not trying to disrespect Southampton, but they're a championship side. Norgard and Lewis Skelly should be the first 2 guys named in the midfield for this game. I think Dalman should be playing. I think you heavily rotate, and we maybe start Gyökeres to keep him on fire from what was going on in Sweden. But we need to heavily rotate. These guys need a rest. And I'm not trying to disrespect the FA Cup by saying we need to rotate, but I still think a rotation of Arsenal players should go out and beat Southampton. In my personal opinion.
Where am I at? So you said who is in the middle?
Norgard,
MLS?
Norgard and MLS are automatically in the middle for me.
Oh Jesus, I can't even fucking. So Miles Lewis Kelly, and who's the third one?
Who's healthy?
Not even finding my players. Let me just stop sharing that shit. Fuck it up. Havertz.
Is he?
Yeah, he's fit. He played for Germany, didn't he? He played 2 games for Germany.
Oh yeah. I could do that. Kepa or not Kepa. Norgard, Skelly, and Havertz in the middle. I could deal with that.
What do you think of? All right, so let's go through it. Right, the back line is a little choppy.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck? So what we going with back line? Marley Salmon, Calafiore.
No. Did you watch that game against Bosnia? That 17-year-old had his ass on smoke.
We have no one else.
Mosquera. No, Ben White played.
Center back. So we got to play him at center back.
Put him and Mosquera at center back. Salmon's out on the right. And then left back.
That's it. Ooh. Capier's out.
Shit, yeah, and Capier's hurt too.
Yeah, so out is Eze, Nkapié, Zubimendi, Nani, and Marino. Those guys are out. The maybes are Odegaard, Trossard, Saka, Rice, Saliba, Timber. Those are the maybes. So the midfield has to be Havertz, Skelly, Norgard.
Shit.
Or what do you think of this, though? What do you think of this? The back four, right? And then we do pack the damn midfield, because that's what Southampton is going to do. They're going to pack the midfield.
Mm-hmm.
Say we do Max in the middle with Norgard, with Skelly, Martinelli, and up front you play the 4-4-2 with Havertz and Jesus.
Honestly, I would put Jesus as one of the wingers. If we're going to go that route, I would go Dauman, Jesus, Skelly, Norgard, and then go Trossard up top with Jock. I would start Gyökeres to keep him firing, to be quite honest with you. I would keep Gyökeres up top. I would play Gyökeres just to keep him firing. You don't want the striker to go cold. You want to keep him hot. So I would play him. I would put Trossard and Gyökeres up top, and then maybe for a period try Havertz out at the wing. Oh my God, that's some tough shit.
Right, I think we have 15 fit players. 2 of them are goalies.
Maybe we do. You know what? Maybe. Shit.
So
is Odegaard fit?
On March 20th, going into the cup final, Arteta said we're pushing him, really pushing him hard. He might be back. So if he was close then, he's had 2 weeks, so it's close. And if you could play I don't think he'll start, but I think he might be fit enough to feature. But that team that we're talking about with Skelly, Norgard in the midfield, and then he'll tinker around with Havertz and Max. Should be enough to get by Southampton, even though everyone is saying Southampton is
It should be enough. I mean, listen, for me, at the most, I don't want to see Timber, Rice, Zubimendi, Saliba, or Magalhaes playing at all. I don't want to see them playing at all. Same with Saka as well. Those 6 cannot play. Those 6, if they have to play, maybe 10 minutes, maybe 10, 15 minutes at the most.
So it sounds like we find ourselves in a position where we may have to take how I put this, a calculated risk.
It's a calculated gamble.
Yeah.
Listen, me personally, this is going to sound crazy, but just hear me out. I would take the calculated gamble on the first road game away to Sporting. Because I don't think we're winning the Champions League even if we get past Sporting. And me personally, you and me have been on a number of streams where I've said this. For me, 2 trophies is mandatory for this manager to stay. So for me, the standard would be you got to do the double now. Because I don't think we're beating, with us fighting this many injuries, we're not beating Barcelona, man. Barcelona is going to absolutely shred us. If these guys are the walking wounded walking into that Barcelona game, hell, even Atletico for that matter, these guys being the walking wounded against one of those 2 teams, I think we're going to get annihilated in the semifinal. I think if we take an educated guess against Sporting, you'll be able to come back enough and get them at the game at home. But again, it's a risk. For me, I don't think the Champions League is the end-all be-all this season because, again, I don't think we have the winning mentality enough to go up to win that trophy. Not yet. Yeah. Not yet. I think you have to build it. Again, I think Arsenal's in a position where you have to be like City and Chelsea before they won. You have to build that foundation of winning, and you get used to consistently winning before you go on to lift the Champions League. And I just think that I'd rather risk the Champions League title than the FA Cup and the Premier League at this point. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah. Social said no way we play the international guy. So I think he's talking about Yuck shouldn't start. One of the reasons why when I was asked if we should loan out Jesus or try to sell him in January, this was one of the reasons why I said if we can't get good money for him or get someone to pay a healthy crunch of his loan, because if we got to loan him out to someone and still pay him $200K, keep him. But keep him for this, like the FA Cup game, specifically against lower division opposition. Because if Gyökeres has to go score a hat-trick and then send Sweden into the damn World Cup and come back and carry the load on his back to get Arsenal into a semis in the FA Cup while Jesus is still here.
Yep.
Just tell me you're useless without telling me you're useless. So he has to, if he has to knock on Arteta's door and say, bro, I have to start this game.
Not only that, look at how dumb this loan for Ethan shows it is.
Oh, shit, man. Oh, shit. You know what? Someone who is as valuable as Ethan, just talent-wise, just overall talent, should never be surplus to requirements by any measure. Like, whoever thought this was a good idea, this is when you man get punched up, because they put us.
Who in God's name, after watching last season and what him and Skelly did at the tail end? Listen, Skelly didn't look good defensively, but that's because he's not a defender. He's a midfielder. He's playing out of position. But Nwaneri was scoring goals across all competitions for us last year. He should have deserved minutes over this guy, Madueke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just don't freaking get it with that. Nwaneri, listen, Nwaneri for me, I don't think that – I think this loan move for Nwaneri could end up being one of the things that could stop this team from winning the double.
Yeah.
In total, what else? Yeah. Most, I assume, basketball, football, American.
It's only F1 for me.
My top 3 is football.
Yeah. Just take off F1. I'll follow everything else. I don't speak all of them fluently, but I don't follow F1.
I like F1.
Yeah, I don't follow it. So
wrestling, though. Yeah, I haven't watched wrestling in.
Oh yeah, wrestling. Well, I don't consider wrestling sports, so
I haven't watched wrestling in about 16, 18 years.
Yeah.
MMA I like, boxing I like, golf is tennis cricket definitely not. Yeah. Cricket's not my thing. Yeah. Probably it goes football, hockey, baseball, American football. Those would be how my top 4 are. Then MMA, boxing, and F1 are all around the same thing. And then golf's probably the lowest out of that.
Can you swing a bat?
For what, baseball?
No, can you swing a bat? Just any bat. You can play cricket. I promise you can play cricket. It's easy, bro.
I never got into it, man.
Unless you're from the Caribbean, Pakistan, New Zealand, Australia, England, India, Bangladesh. I don't think any other country. South Africa plays it. It's not very popular everywhere else.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, right. See, Suj, Kepa is 100,000% starting.
Yeah, he is.
Yes, like
Maybe we
he
can
is
put
not one.
Raya in the midfield.
Yeah. George said he should put Ryan at 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, but 100. Let's see. MLS at left back still. So he's assuming Odegaard is back. Yeah, this should be enough. But say Odegaard is not back, because we need him to win this Premier League. 4 games is what I'm charging the captain with. Give us 4 good games, and the Premier League is ours. Not a big order. I'm asking the captain of Arsenal Football Club on 200 and something K. Give me 4 good games. The rest of the team have carried you for this.
For
Carried you
2
here.
years, almost
Yeah.
2 years, they've been carrying his sorry ass.
Yeah. So give us something. Oh, that's tonight. They're going on now. Chike pulling out his hair. What we got? Ethan's decision was clearly when Odegaard come back and then Eze got benched for a month. Favorites could cloud this manager every time. I wonder how much. But surely this is when Bertha has to step in and be like, "No, you're gonna need him during the run-in, so we're not loaning him out." You know,
You would have thought.
yeah.
But remember, Lawrence on one of Aaron's last call-in shows that he did, Lawrence was stating that somebody that he know that's got ties to the youth, somebody around like the youth academy or something for Arsenal, he said that the whole reason why Odegaard, Wanyeri got loaned out is because him and Odegaard got into it about something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Odegaard getting into it with somebody. I don't see that boy having any kind of fighting to get into it with anyone. He's like, "Hey, jump, how high?" type guy.
I'm guessing Wanyeri told him he sucks and that he's better than him, and Odegaard went and cried to dad like a little bitch and got him loaned out. That's my personal opinion, but
Oh my days. What the hell just happened? Okay. StreamYard be moving funny on me sometimes, you know. But I don't, man, I need us to win this game, man. But you know, the calculated risk doesn't mean, hey, go lose it. You know. So yeah.
wow, that's classic. He said Odegaard did a LeBron and pointed a finger.
LeBron has done that. He's done that. And you know what? The more these podcasts, the more these guys who played with LeBron do podcasts, the more they tell on the shit that he does. Because I'm hearing Shumpert do podcasts and saying, "Hey, LeBron is doing this, this, and that," and I'm going to tell coach to take you out. Oh, okay. I got you. You telling coach to take
Shumpert's a West Side Chicago guy, man. He's going to tell it how it is. Yeah. He ain't going to stand for that BS.
Yeah. Tone says it's football, Aussie rules, and NBA. I hear it. You know, I don't ever call football the S word. Cycling, biathlon, snooker. That's a biathlon, you know. It's bad. Yeah, 240. And we're asking you for 4 games. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So 60 grand a game. I'm asking you for 4 good ones, man. That's all. And I'm not asking you to carry the team on your back. We should. But this type of money on captain of Arsenal Football Club, give us 4 good games, my friend. And those good games, those teams, let me see our schedule. What? Bournemouth City, Newcastle, Fulham. I remember he gave us a good game against Newcastle a couple years ago when he actually used to shoot the ball. He went to St. James's Park and scored from like 25 yards, beat Nick Pope when he used to shoot the damn ball. You know, yeah, he pointed the finger at him, man. That's what he did. Yeah. Now, Ethan probably said to him, "Hey, when you got injured against New Forest and Leeds at home, I came on the pitch and we got better. We looked better." You know, so we'll see how it goes. Oh shit, Megan,
just a little.
Yeah, let me. Yeah, hey, answer this for me while I reset my thing. Yeah, answer this for Suge.
Jordan, and then I'm number 2 is Kareem. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is number 2. It goes for me personally. It goes Jordan, Kareem, LeBron, Duncan. No, Bird, Duncan is my top 5 of all time. That's my top 5. 6 is probably 6 is probably Magic. Magic's probably 6. Kobe's 6, Magic 7.
Top
8.
5, yeah. Oh, the best player after Jordan. Oh,
It's Kareem. If we're strictly asking who's after Jordan, it's Kareem for me.
Shit, man.
It's Kareem for me.
It's hard to argue against Kareem in any facet, but just based on this list that he put out, I'd probably go Magic.
Out of this list, it's LeBron. If we're strictly going for this, it's LeBron.
Now, the reason I say Magic over LeBron is that people compare LeBron to Magic. You know, people who look at it say, you know what, Magic, LeBron mows his game off. LeBron mows his game mostly off Magic than he does Michael, because Michael was just straight killer. LeBron liked to get everyone involved in it. The thing with Russell is he played in a time where there weren't 30 teams.
No,
he played for the Celtic dynasty. They were just bigger and better than everyone else at the time.
Yeah, but you know what though? Bill Russell doesn't get the credit because one guy who I think is one of the most overhyped players in NBA history is Wilt Chamberlain, and Bill Russell used to bitch slap him for fun.
You know, they have some great interviews, you know.
Yeah.
And Wilt Chamberlain is actually showing humility, saying, you see those 11 rings that he got? He took quite a few of them from me. You know.
Yep.
Yeah.
For me, I got LeBron as second out of this list. And the only reason why I'm saying that is this. Magic was not number 1 on his team for the majority of his rings. Kobe wasn't number 1 for majority of his rings. It's Shaq. Yeah. Bill Russell, yes, but it was the time. LeBron was number 1 for all 4 of his titles. Same where Jordan was number 1 for all his. That's the only reason why I'm choosing LeBron in this one.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I'm an old man, RSV. I'm 45.
Oh, you're not that old, dude.
Oh man, I feel it. I tell you what, I feel every bit of it. I'm actually surprised people have LBJ there. Not sure if he's in my top 5.
Nah, man, he's top 5 all time.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, he's top 5 all time.
I hear it. Now, bro, we so the footballing piece, right? The semifinal tomorrow and all that shit. You think we'll win? I think we'll win it. I do think we go through. Yeah. But the sample size of the season, right? The season we have a big enough sample size of the season to look at guys and decide who's going to be in the team of the season in the Premier League.
Do we have anybody that's going to be in the team of the season?
Okay, I don't know. Maybe Gabriel and Saliba and Timber. Maybe I don't know.
I think those 3 and Rice.
Yeah, defensive players.
No, you know what? Raya might be the goalie too. I would say maybe 5 guys.
Okay. Yeah.
I would say maybe 5 guys. Listen, Raya's shot stopping ability for me. Yes, I know he had the mistake with Wolves, but some of the saves he's made this year have been fucking sensational.
Yeah.
So he may get the goalie as well, but other than those guys, nah.
There are no attacking players.
No. Fuck
damn. No. So even though Erling Haaland is leading the league in goals, right? He hasn't scored for time. Like he's been in a slump before. So in a bad season, he's on 22 goals, but he hasn't been pulling up trees. And I think if the writers are putting a team of the season together, even though he might win the Golden Boot, you might see Igor, the one from Brentford? You might see him get votes for team of the season.
Yeah, the Brazilian cat.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So how do you feel about it? How do you feel about a guy who's scored less goals? So even AJ
Thiago, Igor Thiago, yeah. I would listen. You got to take everything in consideration. If City come in second and Haaland's not scoring goals, but look at the story of Brentford. He has a shout to get in over Haaland. Brentford's actually fighting for Europe. They lost Wissa. They lost Norgard. They lost who else? They lost one other guy on it. Mbeumo.
And Bumo.
Yeah, they lost their coach. who everybody said
better.
that. Yeah, exactly. Who everybody said was going to do good at Tottenham at the beginning. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
He's a bum.
Yeah. So yeah, Holland might feel some type of way. He'll just look at the Golden Boot and be like, "Shit, man, I should be in the team of the season." Blah blah blah. But wing play has been so dead in the league this season. Who's been the best right winger in the Premier League this year? Because it just used to be Saka and Salah. Now it's them two have been duds this year. You know what I mean? So, chat. Who's been the best right winger in the Premier League? You know, this is what the best league in the world has become. We're struggling to pick a right winger.
This is going to be a hot take because he hasn't got minutes because of the way that he's moved him around. But for me, it's Cherky.
The problem for me is that Pep plays him everywhere. Yeah, I've seen him line up at the 10. I've seen him playing the 2.
Yep. But the way that he's in the games where Pep has gone with that 4-3-3 and hasn't adjusted the formation when City was still getting points, it was Cherky. And see, the thing is with Mbeumo is it Semenyo?
He's another problem because he plays on both sides.
Yeah, see, the thing is, Semenyo, for me, you could have an argument for left wing. Actually, no, I don't know.
The state of the league, folks.
You could say Harry Wilson is a shout from Fulham, but I don't know if I'm going to give that to him. See, for me, Semenyo's, I know he's fallen off on form recently, but Morgan Rogers has got to be getting in on an argument on that left-hand side because he was massive with getting that run together that put Villa in this position in the first place. Mm-hmm. So I think it's between Semenyo and Rogers on the left wing, if I'm being honest with you. Mbeumo, I don't know if I can make an argument for him on the right because he's played more as a striker this year for United because of the way that Carrick's handling the whole situation with Sesko. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if I could put Mbeumo on the right-hand side. So maybe Cherky on the right, Rogers on the left. And then, again, you can make an argument for that Igor Thiago as the striker for the front three.
Yeah. It's crazy. We scored the most goals in the Premier League this year. We have not one attacking player in form. This is crazy. You know what I mean? Brentford coach, manager of the year, easily. He gets a shout.
If he gets Europe, yes. The other person who's in for a shout for that is David Moyes because what he's doing with Everton is nuts.
Yeah.
Actually, he's in a shout too, that kid. What the fuck is that kid's name? Ndiaye. At Everton.
From Everton. Okay.
He could get in it. He could be up there for right wing as well, especially because he moved from left wing to right wing to complement Grealish and made that move. But I don't know. It's again biggest league because of the money and the views, but we're struggling to actually get players for what we're talking about here for offense.
Yeah, who's been the best 10? So we got the front line of,
Honestly, Tielemans has an argument for that this year.
That is crazy, you know. Tielemans in 2026 that we're saying.
Tielemans is a really good shot for that. As much as I don't like his ass, Bruno Fernandes too has been fucking going nuts for Man United. He's in that argument too.
Yeah, I'd actually give Bruno the shout still.
Give
Bruno the shout.
Yeah. Because look at Cole Palmer's been shit all season. Bruno is doing wonders with this United team, especially since they got rid of Amorim. The only guy for me that I'm putting in that argument is Tielemans because Tielemans and Rodgers, because Ollie Watkins has fallen off a cliff. We're really the main two guys powering the team. So I would say it's between Bruno and Bruno Fernandes and Tielemans, but I'll give the nod to Bruno. But I wouldn't be mad if somebody said Tielemans.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? This would probably be easier if we picked the flops of the season.
100%. We
You know
could
what I'm
select
saying?
the flops of the season fast.
Yeah, who is the biggest one? Like, who has been the biggest flop player of the season? Like, shit, this is like
Are we
crazy.
going off of transfers, or are we going off just pure leaving transfers away and just talking about overall form?
No, the transfer and expectation does play a part of it, because then
That's why I'm asking how are we looking at this.
yeah, because if the transfer isn't a part of it, then Verts gets away. You know what I mean? And his ass needs to
See,
go to the carpet.
here's my thing though with that with Verts. I think the money overshadows a lot because he's playing out of position. Verts is better on the wing than he is in the middle.
On which wing though?
Left.
Left
If you
wing.
look at his best games, with Leverkusen in that 3, he's off the left-hand side. He never really played in the middle like that.
Mhm.
That's why I think that, I think the whole reason why Liverpool's looking at Xabi Alonso is because they want him to play that 3-4-3, and either Verts is going to be playing central, or he's going to play the same 3 up top and then go on the left-hand side. Now, for the amount of money they played for Verts, I thought they were nuts for doing that, because Verts ain't worth that amount of money. That's where Verts, you could say, is definitely the flop, is because of the money. Isak, it's the injuries. Isak becomes a flop next year if he stays healthy but ain't doing shit because the injuries are lagging and everything else. Then I think Isak goes to that. But here, Xavi Simons is a flop because of the hype they all put around that bum. He was a bum in freaking Germany. Who's the Brazilian kid for Chelsea that everybody was hyping up after one game against PSG? He's been shit.
Ooh, Esteban Santos.
Esteval, dog shit. Dog shit. He ain't what everybody hyped him up to be. What's his name at Liverpool is one of the flops of the season. The defender.
For Everton?
No, for Liverpool. Konate.
Oh,
Konate.
Konate.
Konate's going to Real Madrid. We're choosing him over Saliba, blah, blah, blah. Konate's been shit all year. And the sad thing is Liverpool got a lot of the ones that are flops. Who's that other kid? They all said he's the second coming of Robertson, the left back.
Oh, Kirkes.
Bum. Another waste of money. Bum.
Oh God. Yeah, did he make that jump too soon? Like Bournemouth, okay, cool. You can get away with shit at Bournemouth. Then you go put on a big shirt and it's burning his back. Because he's been ass, man. He has been terrible. God damn.
That fat ass could take 9 months to get in shape. I used to play fullback and center back. I could play better than that bum if you gave me 9 months and a personal trainer and a diet.
Yeah. The fact that if we can name 3 or 4 flops of the season out of Liverpool says the why they are where the hell they are.
Exactly.
Between Isak, Verts, Frimpong, and Kirkes, you're like, damn.
Yep.
All 4 of these men were meant to be first team players.
Yep.
You know, he might be good next year, but this year, you know, I haven't seen it. And if he were any other player, record signing, you can break the transfer record twice in the same window and have both those guys flop. You know what I mean?
Not just flop, dog shit.
Dog
Them
shit.
guys are bad, man. They had a bad season.
Finger said Esteban's been a stinker. Listen, Greasy Don put Broski on pedestals talking about Lamine Yamal levels and all kind of shit.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, exactly. No.
Have you seen the news that Enzo's been benched for 2 games or been suspended for 2 games?
Yep.
What you make of that?
He's been banned, and then what's his name was talking crazy about them too. Cucurella.
Yeah, Cucurella on his bullshit. Yeah.
Listen, let's start with this with the whole Chelsea problem. Liam Rossinier should have never got the freaking job.
Facts.
Liam Rossinier should never have gotten the friggin' job. Ain't no disrespect to him and everything else, but come on, man. You were at Strasbourg. What are we doing here? What the hell are we doing here? He shouldn't be the manager. And what it is with Enzo, I think Enzo is taking the role away from his agent. I think he's trying to stir up shit so he can get out of the situation at Chelsea.
Yeah.
Chelsea are screwed, man. What is it? 265, 270 million pound loss.
Yeah.
And it potentially is gonna get worse if they don't get the Champions League money.
Yeah. I don't think they're getting Champions League this year, bro.
I don't think they are either. Well, I don't know. It depends. It's the battle of the ship between them and Liverpool for their 5th spot.
Yeah, but right now Liverpool is ahead of them, and they got City at the weekend, or they got City at their next game. Now they could help us win the league by taking points off City. 2 points will do. You don't have to win. We're asking you not to lose at home, or they're gonna get bit slapped because City will know if they need to put belt to ass because we play first.
Yep.
But yeah, they got they got to eat a lot of corn this year.
Yep.
But did they sign so Esteval? Because they signed Esteval the year before, right? But then he comes this year.
The
Gittins,
lab shit.
Gittins, the lab.
Oh my god.
Shittins. Shittins, kittens. But I don't know who thought it was a good idea to sell Madueke and Bark. I don't even know if that's a side pass. This is a back pass.
For Garnacho, 100%.
You know, like someone thought that was a good idea, bro. You know, and I rated Pedro Neto when he was at Wolves. He goes to Chelsea now. He has moments of flashes of brilliance where he looks like he's gonna do something. But then I'm getting at, bro is like the Portugal version of Jeremy Doku. How many times are you gonna chop the ball back, bro? Like if you're what's his name? What the fuck is João Pedro? What are you meant to do when you supposed to make your runs? Because they told me that he was the signing of the season when he had the hat trick at Villa Park, and then the very next week they wanted him sold when he stunk out the place.
Yep.
You know, against who was that fisted him up? Everton. Goddamn, Everton punched that man up 3-0, you know.
That was glorious.
Yeah. I've forgotten some of these bad results that the rivals have suffered because I've been so consumed with our final loss. I forgot that Tottenham got punched up 3-0 as well the same day. They buying rookies, Liverpool bought starting players with rep. But Isak I can hear, but them other man coming from the Bundesliga was always going to be risky.
Yeah, see, Gittins for that amount of money, you have to throw him in that too because he was shit. And plus, the other reason why you throw him in there is because all the hype they got. Oh, the English kid's coming home to prove this, prove that, and he's been dog shit the whole time. So,
yeah. They're gonna have to sell at a loss. But you know what? Even with the losses post to Chelsea, they'll just sell another hotel to themselves and find another loophole.
I don't think that's going to happen this time around. There's too much going on.
Kick the can down the road too far.
Yep.
The way Chelsea and Liverpool are moving, they might both drop out. Now, I think one. Now, if the English teams continue to shit up Europe, because I think Liverpool are going home, bro.
Liverpool's about to get smoked.
Did you see PSG today? You see Dembele's goal, bro? That was his fuck you goal, and they rotated, you know.
Bro, that team is on straight dirt.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, Liverpool, the ass kicking that Liverpool should have received by Galatasaray is coming with PSG. They might hang 6 or 7 on them boys. I don't give a rap. You know what PSG is going to do? PSG is going to put that Anfield, all that shit that they talk about of Anfield during Champions League, they're about to put that to the test.
Yeah. PSG.
They're about to put that to the test because this ain't the same Liverpool that was going blow for blow with PSG last year in the Champions League. This Liverpool is far from that, and this PSG team looks like they just got the battery pack replaced in their back, and they're on straight smoke. I think PSG is going to destroy these guys. I'd be shocked if Liverpool won. I'd give them credit if they did. I'd give them massive credit, but I just think PSG is going to smoke these guys.
I think they rested Paco today. I think they also rested Vitinha came on.
Yeah, Vitinha came on at what, like the 65th minute?
Yeah, they rested Marquinhos. They rested a bunch of players. Now Liverpool can't do that. They have to play everyone against Man City.
Mm-hmm.
You know, How much stock are they going to put into this FA Cup? They might have to take a calculated risk.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was a calculated risk for PSG to rest because they're in an actual title race with Lens. Lens is only 4 points behind them.
Yeah, they're doing their thing, man. We need to stop hyping up purple patch players for mid-table clubs. For them to succeed at top clubs is very unlikely. This is why I think we need to hold our horses on Elliot Anderson. Yeah, I agree with that. And last year, everyone was saying Morgan Rogers had a good year. He had a good year. He'll kick it off. So I said, let me see one more year. Let me see one more year. And this year, he started out well, but he is tapered off a bit. Now, how much of that is Unai Emery tax? I don't know.
Not only Unai Emery tax, but injury tax.
Yeah.
The amount with Onana, Kamara, and Tielemans and McGinn all getting hurt at the same time, and he was dragging that team around. I mean, your midfield went from that to Douglas Luiz. And this ain't Douglas Luiz from 3 years ago when he was balling at Aston Villa. He went to Juventus and his career went straight nosedive. So I mean, that's part of it as well. Rodgers, I got a lot of faith in my personal opinion.
Yeah. Also, in case you don't know, Tottenham have outspent Arsenal since Arteta took charge of Arsenal. Well, they're always given a free pass by the media, but you know why? You can't get newspapers and clicks by putting Tottenham in your thumbnail.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, you can't even do it with Chelsea. You know, you do it with Arsenal, that shit's gonna bang, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna, but Tottenham. Can't excuse the fact that they did win a trophy last year, but I've always said when you win the trophy, you let the fans go do the parade and celebrate. You, as the executive, you have as custodians of the club, have to go and look at the cracks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do your preseason, because bro, every mission that we go on, whether it's a real live mission or it's a training exercise, at the end of it, we do an after action review, even if the mission went well. Yep. Hey, we're gonna. What can we sustain? What can we improve? People think because you're critical on the back of a win, even if we won that Carabao Trophy, I wouldn't be surprised if Pep at the end of that 2-0 win went in and bring all his coaches in and be like, hey, where were we poor? Where we need to improve? Be like, Coach, we just won a trophy. What are you doing? Yeah, we won a trophy, but I saw some things I didn't like, and we need to fix that because our margin of error for the run-in is like that. Because if we go to Stamford Bridge and drop points,
it's over.
In Bournemouth, it could be long.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Yeah, but
Tottenham's been a stupid club. People are reading too much into this. Tottenham's been a shit club, and this has been on the teeter of this ever since they screwed up with those 2 signings of Ndombele and Lo Celso. This has been where Tottenham's been headed ever since they spent that money on those 2 players and never played them in the proper position. That's why it's absolutely comical that you hear Spurs fans talking about we want Pochettino back. Pochettino was the starter of all this bullshit. So I don't know what the hell you're talking about. And you can, with the way he's got the men's national team playing and the dumb shit he's saying, you can get the fuck out of here too.
Well, I think the De Zerbi appointment was meant to appease them because he plays good football, or does he? Because I didn't.
Hey, listen.
Did you watch him at Marseille?
Don't hate my fellow Italian getting finessing some money off these guys.
I love it.
Anytime I see an Italian winning, I'm happy. So
I love that he can finesse him for 15. But here's the thing, right? You hear the talks of Arsenal renewing the contract talks of Arteta and all this shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you are Mikel, let me be very clear when I say this shit, because I saw Waffle Don saying this craziness earlier on Sammy's channel.
I'm so mad I missed that show. And
I was out doing my charity work, but I didn't even get it. He's saying there is this imaginary line of teams of big clubs that are lined up to sign Arteta after Arsenal. It's just that it's imaginary. It's a dragon. It's a unicorn. It's not happening. There is no fucking line of big clubs. So if you're Arteta, you know damn well that nobody wants you other than Arsenal. You're not getting 15 million from anybody else. Nope. So what's the rush? You're gonna get your 15 million any fucking way. Now, if you win the Premier League, Mikel, you have negotiating leverage now. You can say I'm a Premier. So why would you sign it? You know why he wants to sign an extension now? Because he knows he can't get this type of money nowhere fucking else. So if you're the club Why are you even? He has another year in his contract. Why are you even talking about a contract extension? Win this one, start next season well, put us in prime position to win another one, and then we'll talk about your extension. You're still on the contract. What are we doing? You know what I mean? Like seriously thinking, like, what are the clubs bigger than Arsenal that are good? The bigger club than Arsenal don't pay the better coaches 15 million. I'm sure Luis Enrique ain't on 15.6. The chat can check and let me know, right? But I don't think he's on 15.6. I know Don Carlo wasn't at that on Madrid. I know Slot wasn't on that on Liverpool, right? We know Pep is on what Pep's on. So who the hell is going to line up and give this motherfucker 15.6? Nobody.
Oh no,
So
Luis Enrique is on that. He's on 20 million. He's on 20 million.
He's earned that. He won trouble with 2 different teams.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So yeah, big him up for that. That's what I'm saying. That's based on merit. So this Arteta extension thing, it's madness to me. Now, does everyone? I said yesterday on the Bruce Banana, they must have the same agent. They must have the same agent if they can finesse, unless the North London air and the executives between Tottenham and Arsenal just feel like just giving away free money. You know what I mean? That Liverpool PSG will be tight. Won't be a lot of goals, in my opinion. I think there will be goals in that fucker.
There's gonna be a ton of goals in there.
Yeah. You know, I think
there's gonna be a ton of goals.
The only time there won't be, we're the only. I think Liverpool has only kept 5 or 6 clean sheets this year in the Premier League, and 2 of them has been Arsenal. Everyone else busting that.
So Enrique got a contract extension before this season. Enrique was just under 10 million pounds.
And that's what I was thinking.
Pep was getting paid more money. Mikel was getting paid more money than him last year. And then because of the contract extension, he got more. Ancelotti with his Brazil package is 8 million pounds. So Arteta, because of the extension to Luis Enrique, is the 5th highest paid coach. The only coaches that are paid higher than him is Simone Inzaghi, Pep Guardiola, and Luis Enrique.
Yeah.
Which all of them have trophies. So
yeah, and it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. Big up to Hugo. Big you up, man. 8.4. You know what I mean?
That was his old one. His new contract is 20 million euros.
Well, yeah, and you win a treble, you can you increase your negotiating position. So Arteta, you don't need to win the Premier League and then you can negotiate like a Premier League winning manager. You know what I mean? Because last year there was a stat floating around that Arteta made more money than Slot, Glasner, and Eddie Howe combined. If you add up all their salary, and those 3 guys walked away with trophies, all 3 of them. You know, and there was this big discussion last year: who had the better season? Arsenal or that team? Arsenal or that team? I'm like, no, we didn't have a good season. We didn't win shit. Move us out the conversation.
Exactly.
The teams that you should be asking who have the better season should be Palace, Newcastle,
Liverpool.
They had the best season. They won the Premier League. Or Tottenham. They won a damn trophy.
Yep.
Right. So what? 17th and in a 17 in the Europa League. 6th. Where did Palace finish? 6th or 7th?
Palace?
Yeah, Palace. Oh, they got into Europe because they won the FA Cup, right?
Yeah, they got into Europe because of the FA. I think they finished around 12th or 11th.
Yeah, so 12th in the FA Cup, right?
If you're talking about that, it's Palace because it's their first major trophy.
Yeah, but what about Newcastle though? 5th in a Carabao. Because it's a smaller trophy, but higher finish that puts you in the champs. It's a close one.
Yeah, maybe Newcastle then. Yeah, you're right. Newcastle. Yeah, Newcastle.
Big up to AFC Boston. Big you up. Big you up, man. Flick is on 8.6. Slot is on 7. You know what I mean? You know, in life is what that's it. You're worth what you can negotiate. And that's why, you know, this is the thing. I don't even mind Mikel making his 15.6. Get your money, bro. Get your money, Mr. Duffy Bag Boy. Just know that if you're gonna be paid like a big boy, we will put big boy expectations on you.
Exactly.
Because it seems as though whenever we ask Mikhail to deliver something, the professional kneelers seem to be like, we're asking them to cure cancer or some shit. Like, nah, motherfucker, I'm asking you not to go 6-7 years trophyless.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I think that's a fair ask.
It is.
Yeah,
Taryn, I say it all the time. Whenever I say it all the time, is my thing. What I always say with Arsenal is this: is that you're a big three club. You have to move like a big three club, and I always use this reference. Roberto Mancini won 7 trophies in the span of 4 years with Inter Milan. It wasn't good enough because they didn't win the Champions League. That's the standards of how a big club is supposed to be running.
Facts.
When you're at that level, at that big stage. That's why for me, again, that old saying, never don't hate the player, hate the game. Get your money. But you're going to be at a big club, the big club expectations have to be there if you're going to get paid at that amount of money.
Facts, man. And big up to the bro Suge and gifted more membership. What a legend, man. What an absolute legend Suge is. Yeah, big boy expectations, man. But before we get up out of here, man, what you say for the game tomorrow, man? I'm saying Arsenal 3-0. That's without even knowing the lineup. I'm putting chest out there.
2-1.
2-1. Shit, bro.
2-1.
Well, if we let them score first, we might be in trouble.
Especially if Kepa's in goal.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. You know what? Kepa's in goal, so 3-1. Fuck yeah, now. Yeah, 3-1 Kepa. He'll gift them one. You know, he has to recover from this. I guess this is what happened before. Bro, yeah, yep, bro. I think Edu was the one who fucking put Kai on the highest wages before he even kicked the ball for us. I think that was sackable.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, look, he's already been sacked out of freaking
Nottingham Forest. Yeah, you know, Shugnakis don't play that shit, man. You know, he lucky he still got his life. At least you left there alive, bro.
Because of him, I hope Forest go down too. If there was a way that if Tottenham and Forest landed on points so we could send 4 teams down, I would like the both of them to go down because Marinakis is a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I hear it. Who we got? Liverpool versus City. I got City. Yeah, I got City narrowly getting. I said 4-0 City. You know. Yeah, I don't think they're slapping for 4. I would love that, you know what I'm saying? But you know what? I won't love that because then I won't see LFC Monster for weeks. He'll disappear again.
I don't want to see that because that means City's on bullshit for this final run-in.
Yeah.
I'd rather see Liverpool win just to dent City's confidence to show that they're inconsistent. If they pop up and they smoke Liverpool off the block like that, we got problems.
Yeah. I remember the scoreline in the last FA Cup. Last time we faced Southampton in the FA Cup, this was the scoreline. 1-0. They beat us. They knocked us out this damn cup.
If we lose to Southampton, it is going to get absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
It is going to get absolutely nuts because it will be in full swing then of the what ifs. And this is what I said this, I think last week. The biggest problem with Arsenal is this. Once we drop a game, it takes us a couple games to get back on track.
Right.
And that's what I'm worried about. So if we lose this game tomorrow, we're showing a pattern again because we're coming off of a break with having to eat the loss and the embarrassing play in that League Cup final. Now coming in, if we lose this, bro, it's going to be rough.
Yeah, that's go 2 cups in 2 weeks, gone. Yeah, I can see a snowball effect starting there.
Yep.
AJ said he would start Steph. You know what? I'm not opposed to that. You know, that would send a message to Kepa. 1-0 Port Vale. I just don't see him winning at Stamford Bridge. I think
Chelsea wins that.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Big up to you, bro. If Kepa in goal is 2-2.
If we end up in penalties at Southampton, it's going to be absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, fuck.
Because that could bring out more injuries.
Yeah.
Because FA Cup goes to extra time, doesn't it? It's not like the League Cup where it goes straight to pens. You still got to play the extra time in the FA Cup.
Nope. We have to go back to Wembley. We must
Yep.
Go back to Wembley. Sue says 2-1 Liverpool. Yeah, so okay.
I
Let's
would
see.
love that. Would absolutely love it.
2-1 Liverpool. I hear it. But yeah, man. Hey, listen, people, big up to the chat. We just went over 2 hours. I can't take up too much of the broski time. Me and the wife are going to catch some comedy. We have a comedy show downtown tonight.
Nice.
We'll get some laughs. I'm just gonna drink and pretend like this chick is funny. It's some chick that she likes. I don't really. I know how female comedies go, man. It's gonna be the men ain't shit. The girls are gonna be in there, girl power. Hear my roar, my womanly roar, and I'm just gonna be sitting there, like, there's a man paying for all this shit. That you are in here. You know what I'm saying? But that's what we do for our women. Right? We pay for them to laugh at us. Yeah.
Old saying from my dad: if guys didn't spend any money that had tits and wheels, we'd all be billionaires.
Trying to tell you, man. For a man to get on a yacht, he has to buy that motherfucker. For a chick to get on a yacht, he just got to look good. You know what I mean? It's levels to it. Big up to Surge. Big up to Prome. Big up to Captain Guns for the raid. Joins all the legends that popped up in here, man. We will be back next Friday, but between there, there's lots of content. We'll be back tomorrow to talk about the Arsenal game before and after. You know what I always say, people. Take care of yourselves and each other. Until next time, we are gone.